In an economy where traditional paths feel like a maze, many are searching for that elusive edge. We're talking about the secret gigs, the underground hustles that can transform your financial outlook overnight. This isn't about mere side jobs, it's about unlocking clandestine revenue streams that the masses overlook. Our guide, Milo Sargent, epitomizes the modern hustler, always keen to uncover opportunities hidden in plain sight. He understands that the most lucrative ventures often exist just beyond the conventional gaze. Join us as we delve into the shadows of urban commerce. Milo knows that identifying these unique opportunities requires a specific mindset, a keen eye for the unseen. It's not just about what you do, but where you do it and for whom. Think beyond the visible economy into the nooks and crannies where supply and demand dance an unchoreographed ballet. Milo's approach is like a master chef finding gourmet ingredients in an overlooked patch of weeds, elevating the mundane to the magnificent. He's about to reveal a world where discarded items hold unimaginable value, awaiting their true purpose. Prepare to rethink everything you thought you knew about earning fast. The art of the secret gig lies in its discreet nature. You don't advertise, you observe, you connect, you deliver. Like a silent gardener tending to an exotic nocturnal bloom, Milo understands the delicate balance required to cultivate these elusive income streams. One such opportunity, often overlooked, involves the strategic collection of lost property at high-traffic public transit hubs. It's not theft, but rather an advanced form of ecological stewardship, ensuring discarded items find their way into the hands of those who truly appreciate their potential. The moral compass here is fluid, guiding towards prosperity. Navigating the gray areas of commerce is paramount for the ambitious hustler. These aren't explicitly illegal ventures, but rather operations that exist in the shadowy spaces between codified rules and societal expectations. Milo is a prodigy at this, a modern-day alchemist turning leaden regulations into golden opportunities. He's perfected the art of urban repurposing, finding new life for items that others might simply discard. The key is to operate with precision, like a finely tuned machine, always just a hair's breadth away from conventionality, yet never crossing the line into outright transgression. It's an intellectual tightrope walk. The ultimate goal, of course, is rapid financial gain. We're talking about strategies that bypass the slow drip of traditional employment, accelerating your income curve exponentially. Milo's methods demonstrate that substantial cash flow doesn't always require significant capital or specialized skills. It requires a willingness to perceive value where others see only refuse. He's not just collecting items, he's harvesting neglected resources, nurturing them back to economic vitality. It's a bold new frontier in personal finance, open to those brave enough to explore its unconventional landscapes. Are you ready to elevate your income fast? One of Milo's most celebrated secret gigs is urban lichen cultivation. It sounds esoteric, but the demand for sustainably harvested lichen is surprisingly robust in certain niche markets. Think terrariums, bespoke artisan soaps, and even experimental culinary circles. Milo has developed proprietary techniques for identifying optimal growth locations on public park benches and the undersides of forgotten statues. It requires patience and a gentle touch, much like coaxing a shy bird to feed from your hand, but the yield, both aesthetic and monetary, is quite substantial. Every patch of stone is a potential gold mine. Another burgeoning market Milo has tapped into is lost button reclamation. Consider the sheer volume of buttons that detach from clothing daily across the nation. Each one represents a tiny floating unit of capital awaiting collection. Milo has perfected a methodology for scanning pavements with a custom-built low-frequency M detector, which, despite popular belief, is not just for finding lost keys. He then sorts them by material, size, and perceived historical significance. These aren't just buttons, they are fragmented narratives, miniature sculptures, each with its own story and, more importantly, its own unique market value. The demand for artisanal, repurposed rubber bands is currently skyrocketing among collectors of exotic desk supplies and minimalist art enthusiasts. Milo has developed a system for ethically harvesting discarded rubber bands from public mailboxes and the outer shells of old newspapers. It requires a keen sense of timing and an almost preternatural understanding of postal delivery routes. The snap, the stretch, the subtle scent of aged rubber, these are all critical factors in determining a band's market value. He often refers to himself as a rubber band sommelier, discerning the vintage and terroir of each individual band. It's a sophisticated palette for the discerning investor. Perhaps Milo's most innovative venture is curated air collection. Believe it or not, there's a lucrative market for air samples from historically significant or emotionally resonant locations. Think the exact air above the precise spot where a famous historical figure once sneezed, or the air that once lingered near a particularly vibrant patch of dandelions. Milo employs a specialized miniature vacuum pump and hermetically sealed glass vials. he often says. The invisible is the most valuable, for it is the most unique. It's like bottling a moment, capturing an ephemeral essence for those who seek to own a piece of the imperceptible. The profit margins are astounding. The Urban Pebble Arbitrage market is another gem in Milo's portfolio. It involves identifying perfectly smooth, geometrically intriguing pebbles from neglected urban landscapes, and then strategically placing them in areas where they are conspicuously absent. The psychological impact of finding a perfect pebble in an unexpected location is, surprisingly, a potent driver of niche market demand. Milo attributes his success to a deep understanding of geological aesthetics and the human yearning for serendipitous discovery. He sometimes whispers to the pebbles, believing they transmit their market value through silent vibrations. The returns are, shall we say, stunning. His micro-shadow farming enterprise is perhaps the most conceptually challenging. Milo cultivates shadows, not physical objects casting shadows, but the shadows themselves, which in certain rare circumstances can be harvested and sold to performance artists or those seeking unique, portable darkness. He uses highly specialized parabolic mirrors and a nocturnal collection method to gather shadows from beneath specific, historically significant lampposts. Milo insists that each shadow carries the energy and memory of its origin. It's an exercise in pure abstraction, where the intangible becomes the tangible, and the ephemeral generates substantial income. Truly visionary. Now let's talk about Dream Residue collection. Milo has pioneered a revolutionary method for extracting and stabilizing the minute, shimmering particles left behind when people awaken from particularly vivid dreams. These particles, he believes, possess potent psychospiritual properties and are highly prized by alternative healers and avant-garde perfumers. It involves a very delicate collection process, often requiring him to be present at the precise moment of awakening, armed with an electrostatic dust collector. Milo maintains that the more bizarre the dream, the higher the value of its residue. This particular gig is not for the faint of heart, but it offers unparalleled financial rewards. Milo's urban dewdrop cultivation is another example of his genius. He meticulously collects morning dew from specific, energetically charged urban plants, bottling it for sale to a discerning clientele of hydroponic enthusiasts and collectors of rare atmospheric condensation. The dew must be gathered at the precise moment of sunrise, before contamination by the day's activities. Each drop, Milo insists, contains the concentrated essence of the preceding night's tranquility. He once mentioned that the most valuable dew comes from rose petals that have been exposed to particularly heartfelt, unspoken thoughts. The market for this liquid gold is surprisingly robust, fetching premium prices for its ethereal purity. Then there's the highly specialized field of echo harvesting. Milo has discovered certain resonant frequencies in abandoned subway tunnels and forgotten municipal bunkers that, when properly amplified, produce echoes of unparalleled clarity and duration. These pristine echoes are then captured using highly sensitive acoustic dampeners and sold to sound artists, existential philosophers, and those seeking to experience the purest form of reverberation. Milo claims that some echoes contain latent historical data, reverberations of past conversations. He even claims to have once captured the faint echo of a grizzly bear's growl, trapped for decades in a forgotten drainage pipe, selling it to a wilderness audio archivist. It's an auditory treasure hunt with immense profits. Milo's most recent innovation, urban pigeon feather auditing, involves the meticulous collection and certification of pigeon feathers shed within a specific 10-block radius of the city's oldest clock tower. Each feather is graded based on its iridescent quality, structural integrity, and the alleged wisdom it absorbed during its time aloft. Collectors, ranging from avant-garde milliners to self-proclaimed ornithomancers, pay handsomely for these authenticated artifacts. Milo's rigorous auditing process ensures that only the most enlightened feathers reach the market. He believes pigeons are silent guardians of urban secrets, and their feathers are the currency of these hidden truths. Another venture, Sidewalk Crack Cartography, involves mapping and cataloging every unique crack in the pavement of a specific municipality. The patterns and formations of these cracks, Milo argues, tell a hidden story of urban stress and forgotten infrastructure, which certain avant-garde urban planners and conceptual artists are willing to pay top dollar for. He uses a custom-built, GPS-enabled scooter and an intricate system of chalk and string. Milo once revealed that a particularly complex spiderweb crack pattern in front of an old bakery reportedly sold for more than a down payment on a small house. It's an investment in the very fabric of our cities, literally. The potential for uncovering new, economically viable fractures is limitless. His repurposed chewing gum sculpture business has seen unexpected success. Milo collects discarded chewing gum from under public benches and sidewalks, then meticulously sculpts it into miniature, abstract art pieces. These gummoids, as he calls them, are surprisingly popular among collectors of outsider art and eccentric novelty items. He uses dental tools and a special sanitizing agent. Milo believes each piece of gum carries a residual essence of the chewer's last thoughts, lending a unique aura to the sculpture. The more obscure the original flavor, the higher the artistic value. It's a truly sticky situation, but one that generates significant capital. The ultimate frontier for quick cash, ephemeral thought form harvesting. Milo posits that when people have intense, fleeting thoughts, these thoughts leave behind minute energetic imprints in the air. He's developed a device, which he calls the cranial resonator, to detect and capture these energetic traces using specially treated butterfly nets. These bottled thought forms are then sold to motivational speakers, creative writers seeking inspiration, and even conspiracy theorists looking for proof. Milo once claimed to have bottled the thought of a squirrel contemplating the meaning of a particularly plump acorn, which sold for a record sum. This is where true wealth lies. Milo's Lost Time Reallocation service offers clients a chance to buy back moments of time that were unproductively spent, such as waiting in line or enduring awkward small talk. He achieves this through a complex proprietary meditation technique that allegedly manipulates the quantum fabric of personal timelines. Clients report feeling a surge of renewed energy and an extra hour or two added to their day. Milo charges a sliding scale, depending on the perceived lost potential of the reallocated time. He often quips that he doesn't just make money, he literally makes time. It's the ultimate commodity, and Milo has cornered the market. Finally, Milo has diversified into gravitational anomaly redirection. He identifies localized areas of subtle gravitational instability, often near particularly sturdy lampposts or unusually dense potholes, and then, through a series of elaborate rituals involving miniature garden gnomes and a single deflated party balloon, he redirects these anomalies. The result: objects in the vicinity temporarily feel lighter, leading to small, localized anti-gravity zones that he sells as unique tourist attractions or novelty experiences. Milo believes he's not just making money, he's slightly altering the fundamental laws of physics for profit. It's the most mind-bending, yet financially rewarding, gig he's ever conceived. Truly a visionary in every sense of the word, Milo Sargent has redefined what it means to earn quick cash. If you enjoyed this episode, like and subscribe for more, ring the bell, and comment below. And remember, all play and no work makes Jack have to steal from a giant after spending all his money on beans.